What's up, y'all? Toya here, and I am back with another video for y'all. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys either like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Alright, y'all. So, I just wanted to go ahead and give my 2 cents on this. I know some folks have already talked about it, but I'm kind of glad that I held off on talking about it because more information is coming out, and it seems like things aren't what they initially seemed. So, long story short, there was a DoorDasher who was deactivated, and she's claiming that she was sexually assaulted by the customer. Hearing that right off the bat, you're like, oh my goodness, why would DoorDash do such a thing? She's a victim, she's this and that. First of all, let me go ahead and play her video for context, because I think this is the video that a lot of people saw initially. This is the first one I saw initially. So I'm going to go ahead and play the video for you guys off of her TikTok account so you can get some context and see what everybody else was saying. And then we're going to go ahead and discuss further.
3 days ago, October 12th, 2025, I was a victim of SA by a DoorDash customer while I was doing my job as a DoorDash driver. Excuse me if you've already seen this. This is my 3rd time posting this because TikTok keeps silencing me and taking my videos down and giving me strikes. So if I get one more strike, you guys, I'm just letting you know right now my account is going to be banned. So I'm going to try to word this as chill as possible to avoid getting this video striked. So on October 12th, 2025, the DoorDash customer requested that their order be left at their front door. When I arrived at their front door was wide open, their lights were on, and they were sleeping on the couch within eyesight of the front door with their pants and underwear pulled down to their ankles, and they were indecently exposed to me. I got this on video, and I'm not even going to be posting the video clip anymore because I'm pretty sure that's what's getting me the strikes. But yeah, I reported it to DoorDash, and DoorDash did ban the customer, and then 2 days later, DoorDash banned me, which doesn't seem unrelated. I appealed, and they were supposed to respond to my appeal within 7 to 10 business days. They didn't even provide me a reason for my deactivation. They're supposed to send an email. They didn't. So I contacted support, and they told me to continue with my appeal without knowing a reason why. There's an option to select, don't know why I was deactivated, and then you still have to explain yourself. So I did. And within 12 hours afterward, they had already denied my appeal. So I'm really never getting my DoorDash account back. DoorDash deactivated me. DoorDash punished me for exposing my assaulter, and TikTok is currently punishing me for exposing my story time. And this is the only justice I'm getting because I also reported this to the police, and the police are doing nothing. So what? You're gonna take down my videos and give me strikes and just expect me to be like, oh, I just better shut up. I just better sit here and be quiet. I just better not say anything else. I've lost my job, my only way to pay my bills and make a living. I've also gotten assaulted, and the police are doing nothing to help me. So let me just shut up. You know, the videos got taken down. Nobody has to know what happened to me. No, I'm going to keep telling my story. Like, this is the only justice I'm getting, is exposing this man and having posted that video and it has gone viral. Like, now he can live with shame and embarrassment if people have seen it and knows who he is or where he, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the one being punished. He's not getting in trouble with the police. He didn't lose his job if he has one. Like, what's going on with him? Why am I getting fired? Why are my videos getting taken down? And why am I getting strikes? Like, I'm about to lose my account. I was assaulted. I'm the victim. I lost my job. I'm the victim. Right? Is this making sense to anybody?
So after watching that video, you know, like I said, that was the initial video that a lot of people saw. I think she posted, I don't know how many videos she posted beforehand, but I think this was the introduction for a lot of people. So you had, on one hand, you had some people that were extremely supportive of her. You know, they're saying they're uninstalling DoorDash, they're going to boycott DoorDash, this and that. But on the other hand, you have some people that are like, okay, hold on. You're claiming sexual assault. Ain't nobody touch you. You know, if anything, you might be able to say harassment, but more than likely it's going to be indecent exposure. You know, this wasn't intentional. Like, yeah, sure, you can go ahead and say it was intentional because dude had his door open, pants down, You don't know. This dude might have been drunk. You know, he could have been having an episode. You know, we don't know. We don't know. Okay. So this was the introduction to this scenario for a lot of people, and a lot of opinions are generating, but for the most part, I would say most people were in support because she was deactivated for speaking up, essentially. And it looked bad for DoorDash. But after some additional information comes out and DoorDash, they make their statement, they're like, we're not letting her go because of, the incident. We're sorry this happened, but it's because you went ahead and exposed this person to the internet, and that's completely against TOS. So you can't go ahead and take a customer's information and just post it all online for millions of people to see. Like, no. And that's why, even for myself, even though I'm recording my deliveries, I do my due diligence when I'm doing my editing. I'm taking those extra steps to make sure that I'm protecting the customer's information, right? I'm blurring out addresses. I'm blurring out faces. I'm blurring out anything that might be, something that you don't want online. Right. But for the most part, if you're in a public space, anything that's in the view of the public eye is up for grabs. You can post that. But you're talking about looking into someone's private domain, literally, and you're exposing them like, oh, look what this person's doing. That's where we get it wrong. Okay. In all honesty, I would say, like, if this were to happen to me, I'll go ahead and contact DoorDash. I'll maybe make a police report if I feel that that's necessary, but I'm not going to go ahead and post that online. I would never post that. There's absolutely no reason for anybody to actually see, like, what's actually occurring. Because at that point, first of all, it's evidence, for one. And secondly, it's nobody else's business. Like, if I wanted to go ahead and tell my story and say, hey, this happened to me, a customer exposed himself to me, I can go ahead and say that, but I'm not going to go ahead and put their face out there, put their information. That's completely unnecessary. And this is just it's a touchy subject because, you do have a lot of women and men too. It's not just a women issue. I'll just say people. You have a lot of people, and sometimes they are afraid to come out because of situations like this. You have people who either take things out of context or they don't tell the full story. So those who are actual victims, people blame the victim so much that the actual victims, they're afraid to come out. And I hate that for those people. I really hate that for those people. And again, like I mentioned before, the people who were victims in that comment section, how they were just disgusted with her, saying like, I can't believe you would use this and say that you were assaulted when I actually went through assault. It's a slap in the face. Some people will say, well, she's out here trying to get clout. She just wanted to go ahead and get some views on her channel, do this. She was trying to go ahead and get, why she did it, I don't know. She completely went silent after, I think the 16th was her last post, and today is the 19th. By the time you guys are seeing this, it's the 20th. So I don't know if she posted anything else after the fact. But, she went completely silent. I don't know what to say. Just to speak for myself as a woman who does do deliveries, I don't want to say it's difficult, but you do have to kind of keep your head on a swivel a bit more than men, I would say, because unfortunately, women are seen as easier targets. So for myself, I'm looking around, keeping an eye out on my surroundings and everything. I have protection if I need to use it. I have my pepper spray. I have some things in the car if I need to use them. I have to keep my head on a swivel because of the society that we live in, unfortunately. Okay. Literally things I do on a regular, and I just do this out of habit. Like, for instance, if me and my husband, we're going to the store and I happen to drive for the day, the moment I get into my car, I lock my car door. Like, literally, as soon as my butt hits this seat and the door is closed, I lock it. Just out of habit. And so when my husband's done loading up the trunk with the groceries, he comes over and he's trying to open the door. He's like, the door's locked. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, because it's out of habit, right? Just certain things that I have to do because I know there are people that could harm me just because, for no reason at all, just because. So yes, we have to be a little bit more on our toes when it comes to doing this type of work. But it's when it comes to this, like, I'm not going to go ahead and play the victim when nothing happened. Sure, you might have been uncomfortable. You didn't have to see that. But to go and take it to the step of like, oh, I'm going to expose this man online, and then you cry about losing your only source of income. And I'm not laughing at you, but it's just a thing of like, come on now, we have to be smarter. Okay. One, there's absolutely no reason why you should only be doing DoorDash. Okay. I don't know if you watch any other content creators or who you get your inspiration from when it comes to doing gig work, but there's absolutely no reason why you should only be doing one app. No reason. Because if it wasn't this instant, there could have been something else that happened where you got deactivated, and then you probably would have came to the internet and boo-hoo, ba-da-da, whatever. You know, I can't work because DoorDash did this. They deactivated me because of X, Y, and Z. It would have just been a different story. But I'm not going to go ahead and play the victim when I'm not a victim. Okay? I'm not going to go ahead and exaggerate it so it's in my favor. You know, tell the facts. Say exactly what happened. You went up to this door, saw it cracked or open or whatever, and only thing you had to do was drop whatever you were delivering, take that picture, drive off, and if you were that uncomfortable, call DoorDash and be like, hey, this happened, blah, 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 blah. They can either block the customer from, you know, you ever receiving deliveries from them, or they would have just banned them or whatever. I don't know. But to come to the internet for something that really didn't need to come to the internet, you brought more attention on yourself. Now you're receiving hate. Now you're ghost. You literally went ghost. You haven't went and responded. And like I said, I don't know if you're going to respond or say anything else. But we have to be smarter. We really have to be smarter. We really do. You know, we don't have to go to the internet for everything. People always want to go to the internet for everything. It's unnecessary. It is completely unnecessary. So that's just my 2 cents on it. Like I said, I don't know if anything new is going to come out of this after the fact, but I saw a couple people talk about it. I just wanted to go ahead and get my 2 cents, and that's pretty much it. But does it suck that she was deactivated? Yes, she has no way of bringing in money. But again, you know, cause and effect. You have to take accountability for the mess that you made. It's nobody else's fault but your own. It's nobody else's fault but your own. So, I don't know. But that's pretty much it, y'all. I would love to know what you guys thought of the situation. Have you looked more into it? And, you know, just give me your thoughts on it. Just let me know in the comments. But before I go, I have to remind you guys to leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you do not miss a video. But I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. And as always, stay safe out there and keep grinding.